And I was saying earlier this morning, I woke up this morning to several times being tagged in this post on social media about a collapsed building on South Rampart Street. So we sent Duke Carter over there to check it out. Turns out it is the real deal, and it was a historic building. So Duke, kind of show us the damage here.
Hey, good morning, Sheila. Yeah, we're here on South Rampart, where pretty much the 400 block of South Rampart is affiliated with jazz, whether it be a musician or whether it be a birth of an instrument. And so what you're seeing right now, this is for the 427 South Rampart, and the historical significance behind this building that is no longer there, as this is the Karnofsky music store. This music store we know is affiliated with Louis Armstrong. This is a music store where, well, this family worked at, and so this music store is no longer there, and unfortunately, because of the wrath of Mother Nature last night, this is what you're currently seeing right now. You can just pretty much see debris, bricks, rocks, wood, just pretty much just torn apart. This is no longer in existence, and unfortunately, this was a historical landmark here in the city of New Orleans, this entire block, and unfortunately, there is more damage as well. So we're going to do a little bit of walk and talk. Photographer, please be very careful, because there are a lot of bricks and debris on the ground. But I want to bring you all to another situation. Sheba, you interviewed the artist B. Mike. He does a lot of murals here in the city of New Orleans, right?
Yes.
And so there's a mural there. Oh, hi, Leslie. There's a lot of murals that B. Mike, the artist, has done, and we're going to keep walking this way. I kind of want to get you all a glimpse of what we're talking about here. There's a big mural that was full of a lot of musicians, a lot of jazz musicians here, and because of the wrath of Mother Nature, that is no longer there.
Oh,
you can pretty much see, watch yourself. You can see, yeah, this is no longer there anymore. Sheba, you interviewed B. Mike many a times, and so this was beautiful. Beautiful mural, work. And it's no longer here.
I think it was four musicians.
You see the debris.
And Buddy Bolden is one of the main ones from that street there.
The innovator of jazz there. Yeah, you brought up B. Mike. I mean, a very popular artist in this city who's now gotten international recognition for his work. His latest gig, he did Will Smith's book cover. He drew Will Smith for his upcoming memoir, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's terrible to see that destroyed. Again, destroying something historic, but then also the art and culture that's so important to this city is what you lose when we have storms like these that cause damage in New Orleans.
And actually, I'm looking at a picture just on my computer of that mural. It was 6 musicians, 4 were standing, 2 were sitting, and to the right of it, it said "One Time in New Orleans." I cannot believe that's gone. And then the building to just completely collapse like that.
Yeah. We've seen a lot of
damage. It's so sad, ladies, yeah.
But
it's a lot of damage indeed, a lot of damage indeed. And so as you just mentioned, yeah, like you just said, to the right of it, you can see One Time in New Orleans. That is pretty much the only thing that is remaining with this mural. But as far as the music store, the Karnofsky music store, that historical landmark, photographer, going to have you pan that way. I know we got another crew that's trying to set up. But this music store, this is pretty much gone. You can see just how significant the damage is in here. Like, you could just see just the remains. And unfortunately, this is a reminder for a lot of folks who've experienced Hurricane Katrina, those who may have lived in the 9th Ward. It's a flashback, sort of kind of like you get that reminder of what those homes look like back here. And this is just a reminder, again, just how strong Mother Nature can be, how powerful Mother Nature can be, and just what she can leave behind. Just look at the debris, just completely gone, demolished, torn to the ground. And so now something of historical value, unfortunately, no longer there. If you have a picture of it, hopefully more pictures of it on social media. But ladies, we're going to toss it back on the studio.
Sure, and of course we want you to stay safe, Duke, but if you can stay out there and just kind of walk down the block, I'm going to tell people some more of the historical significance to that block. And of course we'll have to give crews and engineers time to assess the damage here and figure out, was this a specific wind that was that strong to make this building fall? Was it, we know it was a historic building, was it old and had some structural issues? We're not really sure there, but this is Duke Carter. He's live right now in the 400 block of South Rampart Street. And the entire block there is very historical and tied to many jazz landmarks. So the Eagle Saloon is also in that block. It's where Buddy Bolden and his horn innovated the sound that became jazz. This is some information I'm getting from an old NOLA.com article. 413 South Rampart is the Iroquois Theater, where the young Louis Armstrong won a talent show, and then Karnofsky Music Store. That's the completely collapsed building we're looking at, 427 South Rampart Street, where the family that adopted Armstrong lived and where he worked at some point.
Yeah, I think he used to, he was kind of an errand boy, but they said just fond. I talked to a historian about this for a story I did in the past, and he said, he would Louis Armstrong would sit down at dinner with the kids and sing to them, and it was just such a great. This family treated him like a son.
Wow. And Duke, I don't know how far you guys can walk and still stay safe. Can you go a little bit past that building on the other side to show us, does the damage only seem to be to that one building?
As far as the significant damage to this one building, which shows you about the one with artist B,
right.
Mike, the damage with that building. But I want to show you all, come on, we're going to do a walk and talk. So, of course, this is the Karnofsky Music Store. We saw the front of where, watch yourself, there's a lot of debris over here, of the front of the former music store. We're going to take a walk back around the back end of it, just to, again, give a glimpse of what it was and how significant this damage is. You can pretty much see the wall was there, and now it's just hanging by a thread or whatever it is, just holding it up, trying to support it right now. You can just see there's some metal remnants of whatever was inside this building still here. So this is now the back, or the side portion of this building, but this is completely demolished. You can just see like the walls just torn down. Don't know if there was like not enough support for these walls, or the nature was just way too strong. But the difference is that I do see that there are more support columns. We're gonna go back to the artist. There we go. More support columns for this building over here. Where it used to be the Iroquois Theater, where Louis Armstrong won in a talent show. And so you can sort of see there's more support columns with that compared to the other building that was destroyed. So that could be the case. I don't want to say that is the case, but just looking at the damage, it's pretty telling.
I did find another old article, this one on the New Orleans Jazz National Historical Park. The Karnofsky store began in 1913 in the shop with the residents above of the Jewish family that provided a second home to the young Louis Armstrong. He worked for them on their coal and junk wagons, tooting a small tin horn, and ate meals with the family. And then later, Morris Karnofsky, the son of the family and Armstrong's boyhood friend, opened the first jazz record store in town, Morris Music, located at various addresses on South Rampart Street. So such a historic street.
And Peyton, I'd like to ask you, were the winds strong enough to knock a building down? Or are we going to learn that this was an old building and it probably had some structural issues?
It is from 1913, according to this article.
Wasn't it hollow? It didn't have anything inside, right?
I think so.
That's probably the case.
It didn't even have I just think the wall is something, I don't know. I really don't know, but I thought it was a pretty, it's not what is known as, I would say, a sturdy structure. So.
Oh, okay.
But regardless, I mean, this thing has stood a long time. I mean, it's 2021, and you said it's been there, what, since early 1900s. So it's been through some storms before. And winds certainly were gusting upwards of, we were, saying 100 miles per hour in some parts of the metro yesterday and over that. So that can easily do some structural damage, and that's, I think, what we're seeing here, obviously.
All right, thanks for weighing in there. Peyton, Duke, thank you for walking us through this block. This is some of the worst damage we've seen so far, and we're talking about in the city of New Orleans, for an entire building to collapse there. Thank you so much for checking that out for us. Again, we've talked about the role of social media in this. I think I saw this post all over social media, so we just wanted to make sure it was real and get some of the history behind it.